Alright, well our fatigue is a little high, but we need to go tutoring to see my boy Alvin, so that I can eventually unlock the VG zone for dates later. I forgot that there was a sleep today. I didn't have to schedule sleep. Boo. We're going to review the basics of geometric proofs today. Professor Meridia scrawls a series of shapes and angles across the chalkboard. This may be a review for some of you. If you feel confident in this section, feel free to skip the next few sessions. Just don't forget to turn in your homework. Wow, the professor just gave us free rein to skip class. This will take some getting used to. If I skip lecture now, I could get some rest in before I have to do anything later today. But I might learn something if I stay, and I'll definitely win bonus points with Professor Meridia. But because I was a dummy and scheduled to sleep already, I might as well stay. Couldn't hurt to review after all. Bleh. I make my way into the library. There aren't many other people here. The TA approaches me.
I don't recognize you. Is this your first time here?
Yes. I really want to make sure I keep my grades up.
Well, coming to these sessions won't improve your grades per se. Coming here merely helps you review the material you learned during lecture. We'll also discuss study techniques to help you retain more knowledge and learn more efficiently. In other words, these sessions will better equip you to learn faster when you attend lecture or do your homework. But they have no direct bearing on your knowledge or your grades.
Got it.
By the way, my name's Alvin, and I'll be running all the tutoring sessions this year. If you have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll get to you as soon as possible.
Thanks. Alvin splits his time between the students pretty evenly, and by the time the hour is over, I feel more confident about my studies. Hooray! Adam has a photo shoot scheduled for today, and John wants us to be there and ready by 3 o'clock. It's already 2:30 and Adam hasn't come by. I grab my makeup bag and drag it down the hall to his room. Adam, are you ready?
Ready for what?
We need to leave for the photo shoot.
Oh, that? It's not for half an hour.
Are you kidding? It'll probably take us that long just to get there. Adam rolls his eyes with an exaggerated sigh.
Okay, we'll go now.
I walk down the hallway as quickly as I can manage, but Adam doesn't seem to be following me. I stop and turn. Is something wrong?
You walk too fast, okay?
If I'm walking fast, it's because I'm in a hurry.
We'll get there when we get there.
I wait for Adam. There's no use in hurrying him anywhere. His laid-back attitude is usually pretty refreshing, but right now I'm feeling more stressed than anything else. The drive to the studio is uneventful, but it's already 2:55 when we arrive. John rushes out to meet us as soon as we step into the studio.
There you are. What kept you? We're not late yet.
John's expression tightens.
Ready by 3 doesn't mean arrive at 3. Studio time is expensive, and the photographer is a busy man with a tight schedule.
John adjusts his hat.
The lecture will have to wait. Don't dally now.
Adam and I hurry to the makeup station and I begin working.
Why is he so uptight about this?
Probably because it's his job.
He needs to relax. We got here on time, didn't we? Nothing bad's going to happen.
I think I should lecture him sternly this time. I gotta get on John's good side a little bit, I think. And even if I don't, it's probably appropriate at this point. You only got here on time because I came to get you. Besides, makeup for photo shoots takes time. Now it's up to me to make sure we start on time. I shake my head. Please try to think of the rest of us sometime. Adam avoids my gaze.
It's not like that.
Well, sometimes it seems like it. You can't afford to be so relaxed about things anymore. This is your job.
Yeah, I got it.
He stands and stretches.
Let's not keep John and Mr. Photographer waiting any longer, yeah?
We walk to the main area and greet the photographer.
Good of you to join us.
Finally, I thought you'd be a no-show.
Oi, I'm here already. Yelling isn't going to get me here any sooner.
You're barely on time, but on time is late in this business.
Yeah, save the lecture, brah. I heard enough from Sean already.
John glances at me out of the corner of his eye. He looks impressed. Wasn't expecting that. That's enough socializing, kids. Palm tree, go stand over there. The photographer points at a white backdrop lit by a row of angled bright lights.
Palm tree? You mean... me?
You're a tall, skinny thing with a bunch of leaves sticking out the top. Of course I mean you. Adam makes a face, but he complies with the photographer's instructions. As he poses for the camera, his expression takes on a tight, unnatural look. Is he nervous? His whole body looks really stiff. Come on, Palm Tree. Where's that island charm I keep hearing about? Loosen up.
I'm trying.
Well, trying sure isn't getting you anywhere. I thought Hawaii was all about relaxing.
And I thought being in the big city was all pollution and car accidents.
Now that's just a lie. Although we do like to go out and mug each other just for fun.
Too bad. We don't invite muggers to all the volcano luau's we have every day.
As Adam and the photographer snipe at each other with mock insults, Adam's posture relaxes and he's soon back to his cheerful self.
Dale knows how to get a good shot in. Photography-wise, another.
Dale snaps one shot after another, timing each click with Adam's movements. Occasionally, he asks for a specific pose, but most of the time he simply engages Adam in lighthearted banter. All right, take a break. Get a drink or do some stretches. Or something.
Sure thing. Be back in a few.
As Adam strolls off, Dale lets out a long and mournful sigh. Poor kid. This industry's going to eat him alive.
He'll learn. We all started out like that.
He's got a stubborn streak, John. He'd rather fight back than play the game. Game? Dale and John turn to me surprised. I think they forgot I was here. Dale smiles apologetically. Being in the entertainment industry is cutthroat. Your brother's a little too laid back to keep up an ongoing career. Oh, we're not related. I'm his makeup artist. Really? Dale immediately turns to his camera and reviews the photos he just took. Finally, he lets out a low whistle. You're good. Where'd you study? Nowhere really. My mom is a professional makeup artist, and she trained me from childhood. You've got the hand of a seasoned pro. I'm impressed. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say that. Hey, are you free next Tuesday? I've got a shoot in the morning that needs an artist. Oh, I guess I can make it, but surely you can hire someone else.
Sean, it's not good form to suggest someone else for a job you can do.
But why me? I like your work, and you're not a terrible person.
He rolls his eyes.
And considering the job, I'll need someone I don't hate. That's not a very encouraging thing to hear. It's only half a joke. I'd love to have you on board. I think your style is just what I need for next week's shoot. Except... Well, if you really like my work, I'd be happy to come next week. That's great. I'll send you the details later. All right, Palm Tree, break's over. Adam jogs back to the photo area, looking a lot less uptight than he did earlier. Dale immediately revives his snappy banter with Adam, taking photos at opportune moments in their discussion. The second half of the session passes even more smoothly than the first. Dale's already built up a good rapport with Adam in such a small amount of time. I've seen photographers at work before, but no one as fast-moving or easy to get along with as Dale. It's making me a little nervous about the job next Wednesday. If there's someone out there who can't get along with Dale, I'm a little apprehensive. Well, it's too late to back out now. I just hope it works out. And back to stat building we go. Oh dear. Well, we're trying. As the bus slows to a stop, I briefly wonder if I'm at the wrong place. Is this really the hotel Benito was talking about? It's a lot fancier than I expected. Brilliant light shines from the tall glass windows slicing through the darkening city skyline. I step off the bus and hesitantly walk up the plush red carpet to the front door. The thick carpet sinks underneath each of my steps. The doorman raises an eyebrow with a hint of disdain as I approach, but he quickly masks his expression and opens the door for me with a flourish. The interior of the hotel is even more luxurious than the outside. The floor has been polished so perfectly that I can see a clear reflection of the crystal chandelier hanging overhead. Up ahead is an open dining area filled with lavishly decorated tables.
Sean, over here!
Benito jogs over to me from the dining area. His bright green highlights stand out against the rich red color of the room behind him. I hurry over to him, trying hard to ignore the stares I'm getting. Benito, I didn't quite imagine that the hotel would look like this.
It's more luxurious than I had previously thought, but that might be a good thing. I hope they serve a lot of alcohol here. If we're fortunate, we'll get some handsome tips tonight.
Tips? I wasn't supposed to tip the doorman, was I?
Only if you ask him to carry that massive makeup case you've got there.
No, not really.
Then you're fine. I can show you the side entrance after the show. Might save you a little bit of trouble next time.
He tilts his head to the side thoughtfully.
If there is a next time. Man, I hope there's a next time. These trial runs are killer on the nerves. Oh. Well, there's no use stalling. Let's get going.
He leads me through the dining room, and I see a stage at the far end of the room with a thick curtain pulled close. He's not going to be performing there, is he? As we near the stage, he takes a sharp turn and leads me behind a small curtain near the stage. The area behind the curtain is sparsely decorated. Benito reads my expression immediately.
Yeah, not so impressive back here, huh?
It's a world better than some I've done. One of Adam's first shows was in a bar with so much cigarette smoke I could barely see him. I place my makeup kit on one of the chairs and open it. The box folds out to reveal the layers of shelves nestled inside. Each shelf reveals another collection of makeup in a range of hues.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Of course it is. Makeup isn't one size fits all, you know.
I understood it intuitively, but actual experience is a different matter.
Benito seats himself on a nearby chair.
But you're the master here. I'm counting on you.
Sure, no pressure or anything. I begin rummaging through the foundation, looking for a shade to match his skin.
Not too much. I'm trying to play up the innocent youth angle here.
You? Innocent? Who'd believe that? Benito stares at me dolefully with large shimmering eyes. His lips part slightly and he exhales with a gentle whimper.
Oh, you think I'm a monster?
His voice wavers as if he's trying to hold back tears. Is he joking with me? Aw, poor baby. Of course you're not a monster. I placate him with an overly sweet tone. I hold up a bottle of foundation. Now if you can be good, Auntie Sian will give you a piece of candy. Benito claps his hands and cheers.
Yay, candy!
Okay, that's a little too weird. His features immediately fade back to his usual thoughtful expression.
Yeah, I guess I'm past that shtick. Although I am definitely not past liking candy.
I used to, but it's become a little too sweet for me these days. Dark chocolate is more my speed.
Makes sense. Humans are born preferring sweet things, but taste leans towards the bitter as they age. I'm sure I'll grow past liking candy soon enough. Right. Ready to go then?
My work here is done.
You're free to go.
Sure thing. Break a leg.
Thanks for helping out tonight. Come by the coffee shop on Wednesday for your payment.
Okay. Excuse me. Alright, what should I do with my Saturday? I remembered Lloyd saying something about a great pho restaurant downtown. It would be nice if I could find it. Ooh, it smells good in here. Hope the food is as good as it smells. Sean! An enthusiastic blur of red hair bounds up to me with a big smile. Hello, Mr. Newton. Lloyd! Mr. Newton makes me sound like a physics teacher. Hey, I happen to like physics. Talented and smart. I knew I liked you. Lloyd motions for me to sit down at a corner booth. Join us. Us? I look at Lloyd's table and see John staring back at me with an amused look on his face. Oh, maybe I should just leave you two alone. Nonsense. No one should have to eat alone. Lloyd waves down a passing server. Number 5 special, large. Small. I blurt out a correction before I realize what I've done. A slow smile spreads across Lloyd's face. So you'll be joining us, then? He seats himself at the table and slides over to make room for me. I hesitantly sit down. John nods a quick acknowledgement, but he doesn't say anything. The server returns with a hot bowl of pho. It smells great, but I strongly suspect it's not a small. It's been a while since I last ate, so I dig in. We were just talking business. Maybe having a young mind will help. I look up from my noodles. Oh, I get to be a focus group? A very focus group.
Ugh. I suppose another mind couldn't hurt.
Hurt what? Did something happen? Lloyd leans back. Well, we heard back from the higher-ups. They liked cops and robbers, but they wanted to be different. What exactly do they mean by different? Should we set it on the moon?
You know full well what they want different, mate.
And I'm not changing that. Selena stays.
Then you're at an impasse.
The network doesn't like Selena?
Oh, they like her well enough. They just don't want an action show led by a woman.
Oh.
If we want them to pick it up, we'll have to add a male character to work with her.
But that ruins the entire point.
Oh. John rubs the bridge of his nose slowly. I know that, and you know that, but the execs don't see that. All they see are formulas.
What sort of formulas? Lloyd waves his hand dismissively. They want us to include a major male character to lead with Selena.
But it's likely they'll ask us to set up a romance between the two of them to move the story along.
Which is even worse, because the sexual tension hook is only good for a couple seasons, and it kills the story.
The show inevitably spends more time on the relationship than the main story.
I turned back to my soup to allow myself a moment to think. When you were filming, there was something about a serial killer she was hunting down. Yeah, it's the overarching plot. Every episode she gets another clue. It ties the series together. Would it be possible to make him a bigger character from the start?
How do you mean?
Split the time between her point of view and his. Show what he's up to. Instead of her finding obscure clues, make it more like a cat and mouse thing. Focus on their conflict from the start. It would give you a male lead, but Selena's character would still be the way you planned it. Lloyd and John are staring at me. I slouched down and tried to hide behind my bowl of pho. Sean, you're brilliant. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It is a rather cunning solution.
I blush and poke at my noodles with my chopsticks. Thank you. Lloyd drums his fingers on the table. He looks thrilled. Okay, let's rethink this. I wasn't planning on really introducing this guy until the season finale. Lloyd and John begin trading off a series of rapid-fire ideas.
Maybe he killed her family.
But she survived.
And she left him with a scar.
On his face.
When she was still 16.
Which is why she became a cop.
And she's the only known survivor.
He disappeared for a while.
But just resurfaced for reasons unknown.
And he wants revenge.
But so does she.
She publicly stated she was coming for him.
Online.
And he responded. With flowers. She burned them.
They talk online all the time.
You're going to play him.
What?
Lloyd looks so proud of himself. You're going to play him.
I told you I'm trying to take a break from acting for a spell.
John.
Lloyd sounds like a 10-year-old begging for ice cream.
It has to be you.
Has to be.
Well, yeah.
Lloyd pokes the table despondently.
I thought we made a promise.
And here it comes.
Besides, you said you didn't want to be associated with the knight anymore. Be a villain and it'll break the hero stereotype. And whether you want to admit it or not, acting is your heart. You miss it.
You're not going to stop until I say yes, are you?
Oh, you know me so well.
Fine, I'll do it. But only because it's you.
Lloyd beams proudly. This is going to be amazing. I glance down at my phone. It's getting late. I still need to finish my homework. Oh, of course. I pull out my wallet, but Lloyd places his hand over mine. No, I've got this one. Are you sure? Lloyd throws an arm over my shoulder and leans in conspiratorially. Sean, let me teach you one of the great secrets of life. College students should never turn down free food.
Words to live by.
Well, thank you. And thank you. Lloyd waves goodbye. See you on set. Yeah, I got unlocked for 24. The surgery to repair the broken kneecap was successful. The doctor said the x-ray showed 2 pieces, but he found out that the lower piece was actually many pieces. He placed sutures and 2 screws to put the kneecap together. He thinks it will heal well. Your father is in the process of getting over the pain and swelling. He is not supposed to bend his right knee for 2 weeks. Thanks, Merm. Oh. Thanks, I can't wait to make tons of new friends. Is there a book club on campus or something?
I think there's a comic book club on campus, but you might want to check Steel City Library for a reading club.
There's a book writing club, but none for book reading. Come see the student council if you'd like to start your own club. This is a discussion thread for any books we read. Warning, spoilers ahead. First off, what did you guys think of the latest Planetos book? Lined up for it at midnight and skipped my first class to finish reading it. Totally worth it. This was the best book in the whole series. Cried so hard when Orion died. Okay, fatigue's at 13. Ah, yes, I can use these things. Good stuff. Alright. I guess I should probably sleep. Can't call anybody yet. Okay, so what are we gonna do this week? Should work and blog and pho and work, I guess? Something like that. We'll try that out and see what happens. As I exit the school building, I hear a familiar voice.
Hey there, stranger. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
I could ask the same of you. Come here often?
More often than I'd like. School's really not my thing.
Aw, at least you're setting a good example. Do it for the children.
Yeah, sure.
Got any plans for the afternoon?
No, but John does. I've got singing lessons, speech training, and even dance classes. Ugh. My afternoons are swamped. I guess my dreams of a boring college life are over.
But it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, I didn't sign up to be a dancer.
It's all part of the package, right?
Yeah, I'm just being lazy. Anyway, if I'm ever free, I'll let you know we can do something cool.
Sounds like a plan. You do that, Adam. Good morning. I greet Dale cheerfully as I enter the studio. For now. Dale's expression looks like a mix of dread and annoyance. What's wrong? He shakes his head. Everything. Now put on a good smile. The door to the studio opens to reveal an elegant woman with a stern look on her face. Her gaze moves quickly and precisely across the studio as she examines everything. Things appear to be satisfactory until she lays her eyes on me. Dale, who is this? Madeline, this is Sean Gooden. She'll be the makeup artist for today. Madeline strides across the room with quick, precise steps. Her shoes tap against the hard floor in perfectly timed beats. I've seen that stride on the catwalk more than once. There's no doubt she's had extensive experience as a model. How old are you? Where did you train? What are your credits? I'm 18. I train under my mom. Dale! Dale tightens his fist, but he responds in a curt, professional voice. Her work speaks for itself. I don't want some child who learned how to put on makeup from her mommy. This isn't prom night. I step towards Madeline and look her in the eye. I also worked as assistant makeup artist on the Ancient World movie along with its sequel, Forbidden Island. Madeline arches an eyebrow. 2 films. And I recently did work on a pilot presentation for Lloyd Newton. The atmosphere suddenly warms and Madeline's expression turns sweet. That new show that they're talking about casting soon. Oh, sweetie, why didn't you say so? It's a delight to meet you. Madeline turns back to the door. Matthew! Matthew? Don't tell me. A tall, slender figure appears at the door.
Yes, Mother.
Mother? I clasp my hands over my mouth to keep from screaming. That shy kid is related to this woman? Madeline waves him over. This is your new makeup artist, Sean Gooden. She works with Lloyd Newton. Isn't that exciting? Come greet her. Matthew glides across the floor towards me. His steps are as perfect and precise as his mother's. Hi? I offer him a handshake. He takes my hand in his and lifts it to his lips. With a gentle bow of his head, he kisses the back of my hand.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Gooden. I look forward to working with you.
He releases my hand slowly. All right, now that introductions are out of the way, let's get to work. Dale turns to Madeline. Let's look over the plans for today's shoot, shall we? I'm sure Sean can handle her side of the job. Madeline hesitates for a brief moment before following Dale to the shooting area. Is she still unsure about me? I turn to Matthew. This way, I guess.
I am in your capable hands.
Matthew sits at the makeup station with a single fluid motion. He looks at me expectantly. I begin my work in silence. He sits calmly, following each of my requests to turn his head or close his eyes. Everything he does has a cool, polished air to it. Is this really the same guy who was stripping all over himself at the mall the other day? I'm just gonna keep working this time. Well, it's none of my business how he chooses to behave. I finish my work quickly. All done. Matthew looks at his reflection in the mirror and nods in approval.
Thank you for your excellent work.
Matthew stands and silently returns to the shooting area. I follow, trying hard not to look too confused. Madeline is currently scrutinizing my work. After several agonizing seconds, she nods her approval. Dale looks visibly relieved. I get the feeling she's a hard woman to please. Matthew takes his place in front of the camera and poses with a practiced ease. Dale snaps a few photos and Matthew picks a new pose. Unlike Adam, Matthew needs no coaching from Dale. Every move he makes is elegant and comfortable. The photo shoot proceeds quickly with a sense of learned efficiency. Madeline occasionally calls out commands, but Matthew carries most of the power himself. In front of the camera, he looks so calm and in control. Wow, he really is a professional. Dale lowers his camera. Take 5. Matthew nods and leaves the set. Madeline takes the opportunity to approach me.
I love your work, honey. You're very talented for someone your age.
Thanks?
No wonder Lloyd chose you to work on his show. That's very exciting, isn't it?
I decide not to mention that I only worked with Lloyd because he was desperate. If she's choosing to extend an olive branch, I'll take it. It was interesting.
I heard they don't have a full cast for the show yet. Did Lloyd mention who was handling the casting?
He hasn't said anything about it. Madeline purses her lips thoughtfully.
Well, next time you see him, you might mention that Matthew is undergoing acting training.
Ha. And there's the sales pitch. Sure. Next time I see him. When am I ever going to see him again? Madeline's expression resembles that of a satisfied cat that has finally put a mouse out of its misery.
Oh, you are so sweet.
Matthew returns and Madeline immediately turns her attention back to him. Now that she's secured a promise from me, she ignores me for the rest of the photo shoot. Honestly, the lack of attention comes as a relief. The photo shoot draws to a close and Madeline and Dale inspect the photos together. I return to the makeup station to gather my things and find Matthew there picking up bits of loose trash and throwing them away. Oh, hey, want some help with that? He turns to me and his face lights up red.
No, I can handle this.
So it is the same guy I met at the mall. He begins to fiddle with his vest, absent-mindedly buttoning and unbuttoning it.
You must think I'm a terrible person.
Huh? He casts his eyes toward the ceiling.
Well, when I'm in work mode, I get really focused, you know.
I do.
Oh, right. Sorry. I didn't do anything offensive, did I?
Weird, yeah, but not really offensive. Although I don't know why you treated me like a stranger.
Oh, Mom doesn't like it when I meet new people, especially girls. She thinks I only try to use me, so I kind of didn't tell her about you.
Ah. Well, I have a guess where his fear of women comes from. What about your girlfriend?
Nicole's an exception.
Is she the daughter of a famous director or something?
What? No.
Matthew frowns for a moment before realization hits.
She wanted you to introduce me to a director, didn't she?
Yeah. I don't know how to break it to you, but Lloyd's new show hasn't been greenlit yet. There's a good chance it won't even happen.
That's okay. I like modeling, but I've never been that interested in acting.
Oh good. That saves me a guilt trip or two.
You felt guilty.
Oops. Well, yeah, it's sort of like making a promise knowing I can't keep it. And I wouldn't want to get your hopes up for something I can't deliver.
That's nice of you. You were really nice.
So are you.
Oh, thanks.
Matthew, we're leaving now. A brief look of panic flashes across Matthew's eyes.
I have to go.
Yeah, I know. Take care.
You too.
Dale approaches me as I watch Madeline lead her son out the door. Congratulations, you survived. It wasn't so bad. He fiddles with his camera. Madeline was a professional model for many years. She insists her children follow that path. And while I appreciate that she wants them to succeed, her stunning lack of trust in my skills is grating. I think my connection with Lloyd mattered more to her than my actual abilities. Hey, if it gets her to like you, then it gets her to like you. It's not easy to impress Miss Midnight herself. Midnight? Madeline Midnight, original face of the Midnight Cosmetics line. That was the original Midnight girl? I use a lot of her products. You and every other professional in this city. Anyway, good work today. I hope you don't mind if I call on you for future assignments. I'd be honored if you did. Then I'll be seeing you around. Take care, Sean. Later. Today was a good work day. I earned $300. Nothing to sniff at. Good, good, good. I find Benito at one of the tables playing absent-mindedly with an empty coffee cup. Hey. He looks up and gives me a quick salute.
Ciao.
What are you working on?
I'm not sure yet. It seems like I should be able to take advantage of the space between the bottom of the cup and the table.
He turns the cup a few times over in his hands and finally sets it aside.
It'll come to me.
He reaches into his pocket and brings out a few worn bills.
Here's your payment for a job well done.
I accept the money from him and count it out quickly. $75? Are you sure? I mean, you were working for free, weren't you?
There were still tips, and a promise is a promise. If it makes you feel that bad, consider it an advance.
They want you back?
Very much so. I got offered a regular gig.
Congratulations, you're moving up in the world. Benito casually brushes off the comment.
It's a start. Pay is merely decent. The biggest benefit is having a captive audience with a high turnover rate. Good way to reach a lot of people from across the country, so it's a worthwhile trade-off.
Sounds like you thought this through. He nods and absent-mindedly returns to fiddling with the coffee cup.
It's one of several scenarios I've plotted for my career.
You planned this?
Not precisely. I considered it was a possibility, and I planned what I'd do if it came to pass.
So what's the big plan then?
Meet as many people as possible. Target the ones who look like they're media or social organizers. Continue to work the streets to expand opportunities. In other words, keep working. Don't slow down.
He nods, pleased with himself.
Everything is right on schedule. I don't know when they'll want me next, but I'll contact you.
Sounds good to me. Thank you. Many thanks, Benito. And we go to the pho place. There we go. Fatigue's down for the weekend. A little bit, anyway. Check mail. Dale! I have another photo shoot for Midnight Cosmetics next week, Thursday morning. Please reply if you can be there. I will be there. Excellent, thank you. And books.
I agree, this was the best book in the series. Lowry's come a long way since her first book. I most enjoyed The Galaxy of Illusions.
That was incredible. Probably the most beautiful part of the whole thing. I can't wait to see it in the movie. It's not going to be as good. Not that the movies are bad, but I doubt they can capture the awe that the book manages. I think I'm gonna go to Cafe Diem to get a latte. There we go. Work on my homework. Grades have improved a little bit. Alright, now we gotta figure out what we're doing this week.